Hey everyone, this is going to be a different type of video because in this video we're going to be mourning the loss of a beloved network known as PBS Kids, one that we all probably grew up on, especially those of us who didn't have cable as a kid. Now, it was announced a couple months ago that Trump was going to be cutting funding to NPR and PBS, and this was a serious matter. PBS's chief executive Paula Kerger told CBS News that Republican-led threats to withdraw federal funding from public broadcasters have always been around for decades, but things are different this time. And she was right. It was just announced today that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting has announced it is shutting down operations after the loss of federal funding from the Trump administration. And unfortunately, PBS Kids programming was funded by the company, meaning this might actually be the end of PBS Kids. And if it really is, then I have to talk about all the good times that PBS Kids brought me growing up and remember all the good that it provided for all of us. As a kid growing up in the 2010s, PBS Kids was my childhood. It was my whole life as a kid. Coming home from school, turning it on, watching shows like The Electric Company, Fetch with Ruff Ruffman, Arthur, Cat in the Hat, Thomas the Tank Engine, Bob the Builder. These are all classics in my mind. Everyone at school would be talking about SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents, but I couldn't relate because I grew up on PBS Kids. And did I feel bad about that? No, because PBS Kids was awesome. That network taught me way more than almost any other thing in my life has taught me. From actual educational lessons in math, reading, science, to life lessons that have carried me all the way into adulthood. I can't thank you enough, PBS Kids, for all the things you've given to me throughout the years, entertaining me and educating me in a way that only this network could. Now, why would anyone want to get rid of PBS Kids? I have no idea. But regardless of the reason why, the consequences are devastating for the youth of today. Think about all the kids whose families can't afford to take them to a preschool. The whole purpose of PBS Kids' existence is just to help those kids, to give them something to watch that can actually help them grow and learn for free. That's why it's been funded by the public for decades now, because it's important and necessary. PBS Kids wasn't just a channel, it was a childhood companion, a classroom disguised as fun, a place where letters danced, colors sang, and even a big red dog could teach you about kindness. Whether it was the adventures of Arthur, the curiosity of George, the wisdom of Mr. Rogers, the lessons of Between the Lions, each show planted a seed of learning and empathy in our young minds. I didn't know it at the time, but PBS Kids was building me. It was teaching me how to think critically, how to read, how to question, how to care. It was teaching me that it's okay to be different, that it's good to be curious, that sharing is powerful, and that being a good neighbor matters more than being cool. And the best part? It asked for nothing in return. No ads, no flashy toys, no gimmicks. Just stories, just learning, just heart. In a world that's gotten louder and faster, PBS Kids was gentle. It slowed us down, it met us where we were, and it helped shape who we became. So today, as we say goodbye, or maybe just see you later, I want to say thank you. Thank you to the writers, the animators, the educators, and the voices behind the characters. Thank you for giving us a safe place to grow, and thank you for teaching us things we didn't even know we were learning. Rest well, PBS Kids. You gave us more than just shows. You gave us values, memories, and a little voice in our head that still reminds us to be kind. And for that, we will never forget you.